Hey, what's going on, world? It's your boy Antonio, the Soldierpreneur, and I'm here during Thanksgiving break, sitting out here in my patio, just enjoying life. Um, there's a lot of things happening in the world, a lot of things has happened in our lives over this past year since the last Thanksgiving break, and I'm grateful to be alive. How many of y'all grateful to be alive? I know for me, we lost two awesome angels in our lives. Lost Auntie Patty, and she was awesome, and my grandmother this year, one in June and one in October. Man, it's such a interesting thing, man. When you are not paying attention to those around you, you're not giving thanks to God, the one who created you. So many people have polluted ideas in the world. They put forth their own interests above the interests of the people. And when it's about community, the blessings are that you come together and you support each other. I mean, that's what family is for, right? My family is pretty tight knit, and tight knit to the point where we do support each other when we know what's going on. And of course, we spend time with each other. At least we conversate, and we don't bring up any drama. We don't create the drama. So I'm not about that life at all. So when we are developing our own family, like I am, I got my two boys with me, and since we've been on break, we have been able to connect with one another through fitness, right? Do our push-ups and sit-ups in the day, and we reach out to family. Every day we have a chat, me and my family, my cousins that are sometimes even 20 years younger than me. We're still having conversations. We're connecting, and I implore everybody to reach out to their family. When you lose people like that, it says a lot about what you should be focused on when you are in your living space, when you are enjoying your family. Like, rejoice in those moments. I will continuously rejoice in my family even more because of what we have been through and what I've been through and what I know is to come. Death is going to come for all of us. Now, how we are living our lives, how we giving of our time, talents, and treasure will allow us to see the end of our lives more fruitful, and God will bless us in heaven for it. How are you giving of your time? How are you managing your time? How are you evaluating the time that you have spent? Is it worth your time? And is it worth the time to take out to give to others? Do you volunteer at all? Volunteer is another form of servant leadership. That's an area for a lot of people's growth because not a lot of people do it. My grandmother was one of those that always gave her time to other people because they needed her and they needed her support. And she knew it. She always gave it to the church because she knew that that was time well spent, and she would be so blessed for it. Her spirit would be blessed because she enjoyed singing in the choir. She enjoyed offering her time up for every convention that came around that, like, she was there to support. Your talents in life, how are you managing those talents, right? Let's just go back to your time. Your time is about creating the firm foundation that you need to be the example for others to follow. My grandmother was that person. She showed up and showed out every time. She was the example for us to follow. She used her talents. She sang in the choir. She taught Sunday school. She did all these great things that she was able to give out presents to every kid, every grandkid, great grandkid, great great grandkid. That was her treasures, man. Her treasures she gave up for all of us. I used to look forward to those days. Now, what are we doing in our lives? This cycle that we know, in order to be the example for others to follow, we have to be able to give of our time to those people who need it most. A lot of times that's our kids, that primarily, right? Ourselves, our kids, our wives, our husbands, those people who are close to us. Some people at our job, we give our time to some of them. Like, we have to be stewards of this time in order to give of ourselves appropriately and not lose ourselves, to develop that foundation for people to trust in us so that we can lead them genuinely. Now, your talents are based off what you know. Do you know yourself enough to develop those talents? Can you identify the areas that you want to grow in? Sometimes that could be multifaceted, meaning I have a lot of different interests myself, and it's hard for me to figure out where do I start, right? Where do I put my energy in? And I just have to start somewhere because I know that God has it in the plans for me to be able to reach levels that I haven't never seen before because I have all these different interests, and He's gonna set it up that I can be successful in these different areas. I don't have to do it. And I know that's what I've been trying to do for years on years until recently I understood, like, hey, that's not for me to do. I have a task to do and I have a job to do. My task is to be a great father, great husband, and my job is to execute those facts. Now, my talents are growing in these different areas because I'm investing in, I have invested in these different areas. So that's where my execution phase is. Now, that's when you do what you need to do because God put it on your heart to do it. And that's where some people like myself, I have taken action early on in my lives, taken early on, not really knowing where that road or not really understanding how that road is going to lead. And so when I find an opposition that I really didn't agree with, then I push back because I wasn't ready for that because that's not what I wanted, or that's just not what God intended. But He showed me so many different things, and that I am so looking forward to seeing those things happen in our lives. Little by little, I see the glimpse. Like, man, Lord, okay, I see you working, and I'm executing still at my job as a JROTC instructor to become the best version of me, and to help those people become better versions of themselves. A lot of people have given thank you notes to their teachers. I was one of those recipients of thank you notes because some kids see some value in what I'm teaching and how I'm developing them and how I carry myself. Some of those kids hasn't been in my class for a whole semester, yet they still see a reason. They see me around, they still see a reason to thank me for something that I've done for them. Nothing that you do will go unnoticed as long as you do it in the right heart, with the right spirit. As long as you are doing it in that vein and that you know that God got you, you're not stressing, you're not worrying. Unlike some of the teachers that I know, unlike some of the people that I know, that they're so worried about how life is turning out for them, they don't have faith. Oh, ye a little faith. We should be thankful for everything that we've done. That increases your faith because you know that you've been brought through something. And so now what is happening is that you're growing and developing little by little. Incremental gains is what I call it. And it's been like that since I've learned about incremental gains. That's more like Six Sigma in the business sense, right? You accelerate your learning in small bits and pieces because you're able to see things more abundantly. That's one thing I know about certain people when it comes down to religion, when it comes down to spirituality, when it comes to Christianity, anything that involves you seeing the next level, that's to level up. You yourself can take a bite of something, not really knowing how to apply it to yourself because so many things are going on and you don't know how to apply it to yourself. So you chew on it and you spit it out. You throw it up on everybody instead of making it a part of you. So therefore, you can bring in your own character into the livelihoods of others so they can see the fruits of your labor, right? If your roots are not deep enough, you seem so shallow in your approach to life. And if a subordinate sees you as a shallow leader, they know that you are not in it for the long haul. You don't really mean what you're saying. You're just there to get a check, for instance. You're just there to because you want to get some community service hours. You're just there just to be saying that you were there. How willing are you to develop yourself? How willing are you to see that you have some growth to do? You're going to take the time to do it. It's all about that love that you have for the Most High, the one who created you, to know that it's not over. Life is truly just beginning each and every day. You can live a fruitful life if you focus on your roots and you can stand tall in your word. Read the living word. It will allow you to grow more roots, stronger roots. I believe in it. There was once a time where I believed in just myself because I believed in what all these other people were thinking and talking about themselves. About, hey, yes, yeah, you are God. But you know, that's what the snake in the Garden of Eden said to Eve. Say, yes, you can be like God. Just eat this apple. And that's what we've all done. A lot of people have created all of these different things. And they swear since they have created these things and they're getting praise from all these people, their pride just shoots through the roof and they feel like they are becoming more like God. And that's what the devil wants you to think, wants you to really believe that you are. Because that's how he felt. That's how he was cast out of heaven. Because he felt that he can be higher than the Most High. So God said, a created being can't beat the creator. I'm going to say that again. A created being cannot defeat their creator. Remember that. When you see that, you feel like you are elevated amongst or above everybody else. Make sure you humble yourself. Make sure you know that God is the one you should be thanking, not yourself. Build a community of like-minded individuals like that, and I guarantee you our world will be that much better, that much more loving, that much more desiring of each other, as opposed to how the internet has pushed us all away from each other. They got the facade that they are connected with the world through technology, but that is not where the love is. God is love. Not much love you can carry over the internet. Words are words, but actions speak louder than words. Much love to y'all. I'm Antonio, the Soldierpreneur boy. I have love for each and every one of you. Stay blessed. Be the example for others to follow. Get to understand the knowledge that it takes to lead in your area and execute with passion. Much love. Peace.